Okay, example 4.11. Under a contract, Jenny has to pay 100 at the beginning of each month for 15 months. What is the present value of the contract if money is worth 12% compounded monthly? Find the interest paid by Jenny. Alright. So for this case, first try to look at this statement. Okay, for this case, it shows you that this is not the ordinary annuity certain case because the payment was made at the beginning of each month. For the case of ordinary annuity certain, the payment is made at the end of each month. So basically, if the payment is made at the beginning of each month, right, this case is known as the case of annuity due. Okay, the name of this annuity is annuity due. So what is the difference between this annuity and the other ordinary annuity certain? So we can look at this timeline, right? As you can see, this is what happened. Okay, the payment is for 15 months, and Jenny actually has to pay at the beginning of each month. So when we say at the beginning, we mean at the earliest time. So for our starting period here, previously in ordinary annuity certain, the starting payment will be at the first month here because at the end of the time period. But for the case of annuity due, the payment will be at 0.0. Okay, and it will proceed until this until the actually basically the last until the end of the period. But for the 15 period, we put 0 because it's already been paid at the beginning of the 15 period, which is the end of the 14 period. Basically, it is like this. Basically, the payment is like this. So when it is like this, right, one thing that you need to actually realize is that, let's say, just like other question, right, we want to find what is actually the present value. When we say present value, meaning that we want to know what is the value at this point. Basically, we know that the payment made by Jenny is how much? 15 times, so it is 1,500. That is actually by including the compound interest. So we want to see what is actually the amount that Jenny paid excluding the compound interest. So we want to find the discounted value, which so to find the discounted value, of course, we will need to use the formula of present value, which is we want to know what is the value at this point. But unlike the ordinary annuity certain, where there is no value at the starting point, now there's a value at actually at the present period, which is the 100. So what does it mean by that? Meaning that we cannot really actually include this in discounting our value, because this we want to find the value at this point, and 100 here is actually literally at this point. So there is no discounting, no accumulating happen at that point, because 100 is 100 at this point. So what's left is the others. For 100 at the first period until the 14th periods here, yes, we can find out what is the discounting value, what is the value before interest, because this is the point where we want to find the present value. And for others, they actually ahead of the time, so we can actually find out what is actually this value after excluding the interest at this point. So what does it mean there? We will just literally take 100 at this for this point, and we will find the discounting value at other time period, which is minus 1. We have 14 other value that need to be find discounting value. In other words, need to be used in the present value formula. So let's try to calculate. Now, present value, as I said before, it will not include the first period. So we will still, the periodic payment is 100. Okay, for actually the periodic rate is 12% compounded monthly, so 0.12 over 12. What about the N? We know that Jenny paid 15 months, but then the first month should not be included, right? Because it is at the present value. So the payment that left is 14. So 14, only 14 time period that can be discounted, the value. So 14, and then for this one, 0.12 over 12. If you calculate this, what do you get? So you should get 1300.37. And bear in mind, at this 1337 is actually a present value at this point. Okay? So to actually get what is actually the real, the present value at this point, we need to add up this 100. So plus 100, then it will give you 1400.37. So basically, the present value for the contract that Jenny paid is actually, the original value is 1400.37, which is actually not 1500. So to get what is actually the interest paid by Jenny, we get the total amount that Jenny paid, which is 1500, right, for 100 for 15 months, minus with the original value, which is 1400.37, that leave us with 99 ringgit and 63 cents. This is the interest paid by Jenny.